Welcome to Project Homestead, everybody. Thank you so much for joining my video. Today, I take steps towards adulthood. I'm going to be canning for the very first time. I'm terrified. Also, we're water bath canning. So I've got my big pot here, my stock pot, and I'm gonna be making my own makeshift rack out of these, which we'll get to later in the video. But I wanted to do the intro to my video really quickly and show you guys these lids. It's like a whole entire lid. Like, I'm gonna have to look and see if I can actually can with a look, there's no like, I wonder if let's see if this will fit. Totally fits. Oh, I wonder if I can get some of these while I'm out. I don't know, like can you can with that? It's probably a really dumb question. I feel like, yeah, you probably can with this, but I don't really know how to like, I haven't been researching these kind of lids, so I need to probably get myself some rings and some lids and stuff. All right, so how you do this is you get a normal stock pot and then you get mason jar lids. It doesn't matter if they're the regular size like this, or you can get the wide mouth like this. I'm using a mix of both, which I hadn't seen anybody do, but that's what I had. And then you tie them together with either zip ties or ribbon or something, whatever it is that you can find around the house to tie it with. I ended up using some ribbon, and I also later on I ran out of the ribbon and I used some embroidery thread to finish tying off my lids. And then you just tie them around in a circle so that they fit inside the pot, and then I'll show you the next step.
Take me to the ruins, aquifers and springs, baby ferns uncurling, every living thing. Be to me a mother.
Okay, it doesn't look fancy and super pretty, but it's hopefully going to be functional. This is a test. So we're just going to place these in there like that, and then the jars will sit in here like that.
It looks like a weird flower.
Yeah, it does kind of. So the jars will all sit in here to stop from touching the bottom and breaking. So there's our makeshift water bath counter. Oh, and they said that you have to make sure that the where the jar is sitting inside of the water bath counter, it has to have enough water to cover it for 2 inches. This is not gonna have a problem. These are like 6 inches. It's not a problem. All right, let's make this jam. All right, now I'm finding ingredients. I've got strawberries, so I'm gonna go on the hunt and see what else I can find to put in this jam.
Be a mother, both hands on the wheel. Show me faded color, fields of chamomile.
All right, so I got myself some pineapple, some strawberries, some sugar, and some lemon juice, and my makeshift water bath canner. So let's jump in. I'm hoping this works. Fingers crossed. It's a couple days later. It's a week later. I got myself so psyched out. Like, I'm actually like really nervous to do this. And on the back of the jar, I'll show you. Let me show you. I was really disappointed because the back of the jar says, "Do not exposed to severe temperature changes." So then I was like, great, I can't water bath can with it because boiling, this jar in the water bath canner is definitely a temperature change. But then talking with my husband about it, he's like, it's not severe temperature change. It's not like you've like taken a boiling jar and stuck it straight in the refrigerator. It's saying don't go from like A to B like that. So he's like, if it's gradual, that's fine. I'm still nervous though. I'm still just like, don't break. The whole concept of doing it gets me very excited. I really want to do the water bath canning, and I really want to do pressure canning, but I've got to just do it. It's the same thing with working out. Like I get really nervous and I don't really want to, not nervous. I don't get nervous to work out. I get really just like, oh, I don't want to do it for whatever reason. But once I finish something that's hard, I'm like, hey, I can do that again. Like when I started fermenting my own food, this is really bad. I'm going to admit something to you. I'm not proud of it. Don't come for me. When I first started fermenting things, I would ferment it. And then after it was fermented, I would like psych myself out, like to eat it. And so I would just throw it away. I threw away so many ferments in the beginning, which were probably completely fine. They didn't even look weird. Do you guys remember in my carrots video how it got that like lacto ferment on the top? If that had happened to me in the beginning, I might have just never fermented again. I would have been like, nope, that's botulism. But then there was that one time that I was like, you know what? I am not throwing this away. Like, this is madness. This is madness, woman. So I tried it and I was like, that's actually like really good. And then I stopped doing stupid things like throwing my ferment away. Yep, I can't even tell you. I must have thrown away like 20 ferments before I finally just stopped psyching myself out. This is one reason I have this channel, is because it forces me to push myself outside of my comfort zone and to just try things that I get really psyched out about. I'd actually be really curious in the comments below if you've ever really psyched yourself out and how you do it and the stupid things that you do. If you do, maybe I'm alone on this. Maybe I'm just the crazy one here. What we're doing now, we're going to pop over to the store and I'm going to get those lids that I said I would never buy because they were expensive. They're the only ones I can find. And I don't know. Can you can in a lid like that? I'm assuming you can, but I've always seen people use the rings, the lids with the rings, and then you take the ring off and then you check and see if it holds. Like, I don't think I can take water bath canning for the first time, making jam for my first time, water bath canning with a makeshift water bath canner tray that I made myself, and these types of lids that I've never seen. So we're gonna go buy the lids and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna make the jam and make ourselves can it, and it's gonna be successful. And we're just not gonna psych ourselves out today because I have a deadline and this video is going up.
All at once in a dream, we are together.
I stood in line forever for these lids, but the good news is it was $6 and not $12, so I'm here for that. I don't really want to pay $1 a lid. Still, that's a bit high, but my desire to water bath can, despite my psyching myself out, is strong. So I went ahead and I purchased these, and I'm going to go home and can. So let's do this.
You could call it division or tether. All at once I can see it.
What you mad about? What's going on? I'm doing something, and you just seem to really need my attention right now. Huh? Huh? You need my attention right now. You're a good girl. You're such a good girl. All right, I'm going to be using this recipe here because on the other side, I'm going to be replacing it with this fruit, because what it is saying in the book is that I use the traditional apricot jam, but I use the quantities of the fruit that I want to there. So that's what it's saying there. And so we're going to be doing that. All right, so it's saying that I need to clean the jars and the lids, wash jars, lids, and bands in hot, soapy water. Rinse well and drain. Carefully examine jars. Discard any jars that have nicks, cracks, uneven rims, surfaces, or other damage defects. So let's do that. I'm gonna make 6 of these, so there's 2 and 6. Let's examine our jars. I feel like everyone fills around the rim, so this feels nice. There's no cracks. These are new, so there shouldn't be any cracks, but I'm just gonna fill them all. Just make sure. Now we're gonna go over and wash them with hot sauce. Ooh! Make sure I didn't crack that. Okay. Now we're gonna go and wash these with hot soapy water. I also need to examine these, so let's examine, shall we? Our 6 rings, or 6 lids, or what are these called? Lips, whatever. And our 6 jars. So let's go wash this up and then we'll come back.
Put back together. You could call it a vision or a tether. Take me to the jungle. Teach me tiger law. Read to me a poem. Sing to you a song. Drunk in my devotion. Laid out on your chest. Student of abandon. With you I'm blessed.
All right, it is saying for each of these recipes, follow the method of the traditional apricot jam, but use the quantity of fruit and sugar specified in the variation. So I'm going to be using this recipe with the strawberry amount variation. I know that I had pineapple in the beginning. I believe I had pineapple in the beginning, but I'm going to take that out. I'm just going to do straight up strawberry jam because I want to make sure that it works, and so we're just gonna do strawberry. So let's go make sure we have enough. I need 8 cups of strawberries. Wow. I don't think I have 8 cups of strawberries in here. Someone has used it in smoothies since last time. So let's just count and see how many cups we've actually got. All right, this is 4 cups, so so that's 4 cups. We totally have 8 cups. But this says crushed whole strawberries. These are not crushed, so. All right, I decided that I was gonna go ahead and put the frozen strawberries inside of the pot, kind of cook them a little bit so I can break them down, and then I can actually get a more accurate measurement of how many strawberries I actually have. In the freezer, I found what I thought were more strawberries, but it was actually raspberries. You can see them in there. But then I went back again and I did find some more strawberries, which are a bit freezer burned, but I used them anyways. While I'm waiting, I'm going to start filling up the water bath canner with hot water. How I'm going to do that, because my actual stove top doesn't work, this right here, that's why I have the little induction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to boil water in my handy dandy kettle, and then I'm just going to pour it in. So I'm just mixing the strawberries, trying to break them down a bit and defrost them while my first kettle is boiling. And the reason I'm doing the kettle and boiling the water first and putting it in the water bath canner is because I don't want it to take forever for that large amount of water to heat up to a boil so that I can get the jars in there. It's really just me killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Now these strawberries, I've been cooking them down only for like 2-3 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and take them off now and blend them up in my Thermomix because I believe they are defrosted enough that I can blend them up pretty easily. All right, my first batch of water from the kettle is ready to go in, so I'm going to go ahead and pour that in really quickly, and then we're going to pop on over to the Thermomix and blend up these strawberries and then measure them and see what the volume is. Let's see how many we got. We need 8 cups, remember? We need 8 cups. All right. This is more crushed. I'm happier with the consistency here. It's actually a little bit more than 4 cups. Yep, okay, that's 4 cups. So we got 4 right there. Let's take out the rest of this. Let's put about 1 cup. And then add the rest of this strawberries in to see if we can get another 4 cups. That's very crushed. So let's just pour that right in. See what we got. If we've got 4 cups. Let's scrape everything out we can possibly get out in hopes that we can hit that 4. Let's check it now. All right, are we at the 4? Guys, look, that's the 4 line right there. We are perfectly at 8 cups. We'll add that in to our mixture. Make sure we get it all out. And then we have to measure out our sugar and then add that together. It is saying to add your apricots, juice, and sugar, bring to a boil. Okay, so we do need to add the apricots, which is the replacement for the strawberries. We need to add the sugar. Where is it? The lemon juice and sugar, bring to a boil over medium heat, stirring constantly to dissolve sugar. Okay, so let's do that. Let's measure our sugar out. I'm wondering if I even have enough sugar. 6 cups is a lot. I mean, I know I had sugar, but do I have enough sugar? That's the question. Do I have enough sugar? You guys will find out. So again, this is 4 cups. 4 cups.
Okay.
All right, that's 4 cups. Add that straight to the strawberries. They gotta go there anyways. And then
I need to do something.
all right, we are right at the 2 cups. Cool. So that's 6 cups total. 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Lemon juice. All right. This is the lemon juice I'm going to use. Pretty sure it's just lemon juice. Reconstituted lemon juice, vitamin C, natural flavor. I'm really hoping that's okay. We need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to add the contents of the sugar, the lemon juice, and the strawberries in to our pot. Oh, just like, is it gonna fit? Oh yeah, it'll totally fit. It will totally fit. I think I saw Hamish back there stealing my watermelon. Caught on film, caught red-handed. All right, now we need to turn this on to medium heat. I would say medium heat is like 5. And then we gotta mix this constantly, it says, until the sugar is dissolved, and then we have to bring it to a boil. Bring constantly dissolving sugar. Okay, boil, stirring. Okay, so once we dissolve the sugar, boil, stirring frequently until mixture thickens. Remove from heat and test. And then do gel test. Okay. It doesn't actually say how long to stir it for, so I think we're supposed to stir it until the sugar dissolves and it fills. I don't know. I'm gonna have to jump over to Google. We're not at a boil, but I just kind of want to show you what it's looking like. It's definitely warmed up. All the sugar is melted. So I'm just coming and stirring every few seconds.
You could call it a vision or tether. All at once I can see it put back together. You could call it a vision or tether.
So for safety reasons, there's a pair of tongs that go along with the canning to be able to allow you to grip jars and to be able to safely put them in and out of the boiling water without burning yourself. I don't own one of these, so I saw on YouTube you can make your own, and so I thought that's a great idea. So I went ahead and grabbed the kitchen tongs and wrapped these rubber bands around it to help it grip. This did work perfectly, but those little hairband ones that I'm using there, that only worked until I stuck it into the boiling water. As soon as I did, they all snapped. They all started popping like little popcorns. I do not recommend using those. If you're gonna do this, use actual rubber bands, but even better yet, I would recommend just going ahead and buying the tongs that you use for canning, because it's going to keep you safe, and I just don't recommend doing this, but this is what I did in the video, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys for the purposes of that. Also, something that I don't have is a funnel, which I also recommend because this got very messy. I have learned my lesson. I'm just going to go ahead and buy it. This stuff is not very expensive, so I don't know why I haven't done it yet. So I'm gonna go ahead, as soon as my budget resets and I have more spending money, I'm gonna go ahead and buy myself all the canning goodies so that I can make sure that next time I do this, I can do it properly without mess, and I can do it much safer. After you get done filling your jars up with the jam, you need to go ahead and clean it. You're supposed to use water vinegar solution, but I only had water, so I went ahead and cleaned it by using only water. All right, after I let the jars rest for 5 minutes in the water, I went ahead and tried to get them out, but I kept dropping the jars. It was really just not a safe experience, and I don't recommend trying to make your own tongs. Having said that, I didn't have the right rubber bands that the girl recommended in her video, so I ended up having to put my tongs under the lip of the jar, as you can see right here, because if I didn't do that, there was like not enough rubber band to grip the jars. And so if you are gonna make these, I would recommend using a lot of rubber bands and using the proper ones.
Wow! That looks like actual, like, legit jam that you got from the store.
Yeah. The excitement though going through my body was like a child at Disneyland, guys. I was so proud of myself. I could not believe I did it. I did it! I did it!
I'm dancing.
And there we have it. So I'm just gonna leave these overnight and then I will check in again with you guys tomorrow when I wake up and they've had a proper chance to sit out on the counter. It's the next day. Our jam has been sitting out. Our jam has been sitting out overnight. So we're going to look at that in just a minute. Right now, we're going to cut ourselves a bagel because we're gonna test it out. Get this bagel cut. If you live in Australia and you know a good bagel, let me know because bagels in Australia, like getting a good bagel in Australia is difficult. What is this? We're gonna toast it anyways. We're not gonna call it a bagel though. We're gonna call it circle bread. We're gonna toast our circle bread and then we'll be back because this is not a bagel. This is not a bagel. I'd also like to say I'm sorry I'm always in workout clothes. I am either working out, I feel like, or recording, or cleaning, or running kids around. And I thought about running and changing before, but... All right, apparently what you're supposed to do is take off the ring and then hold it. Guys, it's sealed. Like it legit sealed. Oh, it's sealed. Let's try another one. Let's try another one. These are not very good lids as well though, because like getting them off is difficult. It's like you gotta like use finagling. Ooh, it also sealed. We got two that sealed. That means these can be left out, right? Like I can leave them out on the counter. 3 that sealed, 3 that sealed. I did find one that was popping. Actually, it's not anymore. Interesting. Wow, that's interesting because I thought one didn't seal because I could push on it and then the lid popped, but none of these are doing that. So maybe it's sealed by itself later. Can canning do that? Like not seal right away, but then like later seal itself as it's sitting out on the counter? Also sealed. These lids are so annoying. The rings are annoying to get off. Not the lids, the rings are very annoying. Also sealed. Did I have a perfect sealing track record now? That's a joke because I've only ever done one canning project, so it's like a perfect record. Come on. These rings are just annoying to get off. It also sealed. This one's interesting though because it feels like the ring is not completely over the... I feel like I didn't stick it on properly, but it's still sealed. I'm gonna open this one though. So I'm gonna open this one because this still feels like the... I don't know if you can see right here, like the lip is hanging off a lot more than it like on that side. It's like not hanging off at all. So I'm gonna put these away. They all sealed. Ooh, my circle bread's burning. Let's cut another circle bread. Let's try to like turn it because we need to like be delicate with the circle bread. I always get myself a bagel when I go to the States because you cannot get a good bagel so far that I've seen in Australia. Now let's open this. That pop sound is what I'm really going for here because I love that. Oh, that was not as satisfying because I messed that up. All right, it's not ridiculously thick, but I think for my first jam canning experience, this was pretty good. And it's no pectin, so I'm happy with that, guys. I'm gonna go get my circle bread out now and I'll be right back. I'm not even gonna do butter for the first time. I'm just gonna do a little jam and taste it. Got our jam there. Tastes like strawberry jam. Okay, we've got our little bagel there with no cream cheese on it. My husband likes cream cheese, so I did the others with cream cheese, but the one bagel, the little tiny triangle bagel, he's going to try with just the jam.
Which one am I trying first?
The little tiny.
It's pretty good.
That's it. I just want to thank you guys for joining my video. I am so pleased with myself. It's such a simple thing. Why do we get in our heads? Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we make things so difficult and freak ourselves out that we just put them off for like sometimes years? I've been wanting to try water bath canning for years, and I finally just tried it, and I'm like, what was I even freaking out about, you know? Now that I've canned one thing successfully, I want to can everything in the house. I'm like, what can I can next? Anyways, I just wanted to thank you guys for joining my video and allowing me the space to step outside of my comfort zone. I really appreciate all of your guys' comments, all of your guys' likes. I appreciate everything. I just appreciate you. And I'm really excited to see what's next. What am I going to try next? You can definitely guarantee that there's going to be a lot of canning in the future. I just need to figure jars out now. I think what I'm going to do is go to the store, take a wide mouth mason jar ring, also with a regular sized ring, and try to like measure them to like jars that are in the store already, and then try to buy those jars and those products if it's something that I would use, and try to up my collection that way. But that's for another day, guys. Thank you so much for joining my video, and I will see you next time. Bye!